Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kelvin Hunter, is trying to have their divorce vacated, meaning that they would be married again, because he's saying, according to this new report, that there was fraud in regards to their divorce. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. I know you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Vacate their divorce? They would be married again? Well, as you know, Kelvin Hunter was cut off from his spousal support from Wendy Williams when she basically quit her job, was let go from her job at the Wendy Williams show, because there was a little bit of a disclaimer in their divorce proceedings and their settlement that said if she's unemployed, your divorce settlement, your monthly spousal support would be either decreased or eliminated. And as you know, Wendy Williams is under a conservatorship. They call it a guardianship here in New York. And Sabrina Morrissey, the guardian, basically said that, yeah, no more money for you. And that money that you received when you weren't supposed to be receiving it, yeah, give us that back. You also know that Sabrina Morrissey is also suing A&E Network, saying that they took advantage of Wendy Williams, only paid her about $82,000 for the Where is Wendy Williams documentary. Now she wants A&E Networks to pay for Wendy Williams' lifetime of care, which made us go like, why would Wendy need lifetime of care? Okay, give us a little bit more money for the documentary, but why do you want her to get lifetime of care? Where is her money? You also may recall, I know there's a lot of background I have to give you for those that may have missed all of the Wendy Williams update. There was another one early this week. Wendy Williams did break her silence about the Diddy of it all. And a lot of you were like, was it really Wendy? I believe that it was Wendy. I know Wendy's dealing with dementia right now. However, as you probably know, for people that have family members with dementia, you know that they do have moments of clarity. So Kelvin Hunter recently has been back in the news, fighting week after week, trying to get his money back. Okay. And just last week, I think it was, or the week before, he was asking a judge to force Wendy Williams to come in and answer questions. All right. So let me give you the update, because according to this new update in the Sun has been all over this Wendy Williams news for the last couple of years, last 3 or 4 years at this particular point. And now they're reporting that Kelvin is trying another move in regards to getting his money back. He's trying every legal maneuver. I'm going to have to link up with another attorney just to kind of give us an update in regards to everything legally that's happening around Wendy Williams, because there's so much. There's the guardianship. There's the guardian suing A&E Networks. The guardian is fighting with Kelvin in regards to his spousal support. So there's a lot of stuff going on in regards to this legally. According to court documents exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun, Kevin Hunter, a.k.a. Kelvin, is petitioning the court to, quote, vacate and set aside their final divorce judgment, quote, based on fraud, misrepresentation, and misconduct. I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean? What fraud? In a Wells Fargo portfolio report from May of 2019, when the couple divorced, submitted in the case by her guardian, Wendy appeared to have $7,319,032.15 in what is listed as her total holdings. However, as the U.S. Sun previously reported, the former daytime talk show host best friend, Regina Shell, submitted an affidavit into the divorce proceedings alleging that Wendy had a total of $55 million in her accounts as of 2022. Sidebar: as someone that hasn't had a daytime talk show yet, what I do know is that there's a lot of money in daytime talk. Wendy Williams had a hugely successful show, and she had that show for several years. I would find it very shocking that Wendy Williams only had $7 million. I would. Okay. However, as the U.S. Sun previously reported, the former daytime TV host best friend, Regina Shell, submitted an affidavit into the divorce proceedings alleging that Wendy had a total of $55 million in her accounts. So that's where Kevin feels like he was defrauded. Citing Regina's affidavit in his court filing, Reg, Wendy's going to be so mad at you, alleged that the extra $48 million was, quote, fraudulently concealed in the divorce. I mean, he might have a point, y'all. We might not like it for Kelvin, but if it is true, first of all, it will at least give us an idea of where did that money go. If there was actually 40-something million dollars, where exactly did that money go? So in her response filing, Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, claimed that Kelvin was aware of the various accounts Wendy held and that she addressed the affidavit filed by the host's best friend, claiming that she had another $48 million in the bank. She says, I cannot address what Regina thinks she saw or heard, what a third person thinks she heard, or what that third person may or may have not reported to Regina.
Shut up, girl! Shut up!
Sabrina wrote in her filing on Wendy's behalf, because the word on the street was that Sabrina Morrissey heard from Wendy's then publicist. You remember, you saw her in the documentary, and we all looked at her with the side eye, that apparently there was no more money in Wendy Williams' accounts, and that apparently there was like $55 million there. So in his papers, Kelvin affirmatively states that Wendy showed Regina her financial statements. Kevin was not there and has no personal knowledge of whether or not this interaction occurred. I also will remind you, again, this is why it's important to go back and watch all of our videos on Wendy Williams, because there's a lot of history that lays out some of what's been playing out when it comes to Wendy's guardianship. Sabrina Morrissey, who is the guardian, has been accused in previous lawsuits of overextending in regards to guardianship. So go check out those videos, because it will give you a better perspective. At this particular point, Wendy is surrounded by people that she cannot trust, from her ex-husband to Sabrina Morrissey. Like either one, I'm like, who can I root for? Wendy. She says Kevin was not there and has no personal knowledge of whether or not the interaction occurred. Wendy's guardian argues that at the time of the divorce, Kevin stated that he was, quote, fully satisfied and understood the process and has consulted with professionals to be fully aware of the assets and his rights with regards to such assets, and that as such, he has absolutely no case to reopen the divorce proceedings. Well, I hope Kelvin did, because if anything, Kelvin, if there was really additional money out there, you needed Sutton Strack from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, her divorce attorney, and her forensic accountant. That's what you needed. And I don't know, maybe he had it, but based off of him not having a red cent, and he was a manager and executive producer of Wendy for years, and he doesn't have a red cent to this day. They haven't been divorced that long. You don't have a red cent today, and you made millions with Wendy as her manager and executive producer. You don't have a red cent? Okay. So in an affidavit submitted to the New Jersey court over the summer and exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun, Wendy's best friend of 44 years, Regina, claimed to have seen the star Wells Fargo bank accounts. In the affidavit, the star's friend said that in July of 2022, she stayed with the former TV host in New York City for an extended period. She said it was during that long visit that Wendy said that she wanted to explore other financial avenues for her estate, and that specifically a possible change with her current financial institution. So this is when she was having those issues with Wells Fargo. She also shared with me documents from Wells Fargo showing a cumulative balance of nearly $55 million, Regina wrote. So Regina also claimed that in December of that year, Wendy invited her to a meeting with Bank of America. Regina said that she was presented during the entire presentation with senior advisors at Bank of America's private banking group, in which they outlined the best products available to the daytime talk show hosts. The friend said after the meeting, she, Wendy, and Wendy's guardian, Sabrina, were all in the same vehicle on their way to a courthouse. Days later, a dramatic turn took place, and Wendy's publicist claimed to have overheard a conversation between the TV host and her guardian, where Sabrina told her there is no money in Wendy's accounts. First of all, aren't you breaching some sort of privacy confidentiality as Wendy's guardian, sharing that information with her publicist? Just saying. Regina submitted the affidavit in Wendy and Kevin's divorce case. Kevin continues to battle with Wendy. Well, sidebar, Regina, you submitted this in the divorce case. Are you working with Kelvin? Here's the thing. She might be, because she probably doesn't trust Sabrina. Kevin continues to battle with Wendy's guardian in court over payments from their marital settlement agreement, ceasing after Wells Fargo froze Wendy's accounts and her guardian Sabrina took over the star's affairs. Meanwhile, while the divorce case between Kevin and Wendy grows more contentious with her guardian representing her in New Jersey court, there are also questions Kevin has posed about if the New York guardian is even allowed to be acting on the former host's behalf in the Garden State. So then they ask the question, who can represent Wendy? So the U.S. Sun recently reported that Kevin argued her New York-based guardian, Sabrina, is not allowed to represent Wendy in the New Jersey court. The judge in the divorce case has given Wendy's guardian 21 days to prove to the court she has authority to represent Wendy in New Jersey. The host bank, Wells Fargo, petitioned a New York court in early 2022 to hold a guardianship hearing for the star, citing concerns that she was a victim of undue influence, dementia, and financial exploitation. Wendy has been placed under guardianship in March of 2022. Meanwhile, she was also absent from her wildly popular daytime talk show, The Wendy Williams Show, for the entirety of its final season from 2021 to 2022. So Kevin has argued that Wendy's guardian, who is a New York attorney and holds guardianship over Wendy in the state, is not licensed in New Jersey, where the divorce is held. He is also arguing that she is not a party to the divorce case and therefore shouldn't be allowed to represent Wendy in court. In a filing in July, Kevin argued that Wendy's guardian is not an attorney barred in New Jersey, and he questioned her right to represent the former TV host. He calls Sabrina's representation of Wendy akin to practicing law without a license, as she is neither a barred attorney nor a guardian appointed by a New Jersey court in the court filings. However, all Sabrina probably has to do is hire another attorney that is licensed in New Jersey, which isn't hard. And again, she's going to bill Wendy. She's already billing Wendy for representing her in this case. So she just, this is what was talked about in the previous video that I did, that Sabrina Morrissey was accused of and some of these other attorneys were accused of. All of these senseless litigation that they're billing this person for. He also took issue with Sabrina representing Wendy pro se, a legal term for representing oneself without a lawyer, because she is not a party to the divorce and therefore should not be involved in this proceeding. So as I said before, Kelvin is desperate because in his fight for his settlement to be reinstated, he claimed that he's been under financial straits. He can't pay his housing fees. He can't pay his health care. There's a lot of stuff. And as I said to you before, I find that so shocking because you should have had millions and millions of dollars. As much as if Wendy had $55 million, he should have had at least half of that, if not a quarter of that. And for you to have gone through all of that already says that you've been tricking out this money in ways that I just can't believe. I just can't believe. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to the news that Kelvin would like to have his divorce vacated. So technically they would be married again? And then what does that mean in regards to the guardianship? There's so many questions. Stephanie, where are you? I put out the bat signal. I have questions. Mr. Esquire, lawyers, we have tons of attorneys that watch the channel. If their divorce is vacated, does that equal that they will be married again? And if they're married again, does that mean the guardianship has to be reviewed again? I don't think it will automatically mean that he is the guardian, or does it? So many questions. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse.